a friend asked me to finish up the league on stream, and since it's Friday and I typically do very short streams on Friday anyway, I figured, hey, 3 rounds Friday, let's get her done. So hopefully it'll be done in an hour, hour and 15 minutes ish, because it is 6:30 a.m. and I am dead sleepy. Decks felt pretty decent so far. Round 1 we beat a Grixis control list that had main deck Hour of Devastation. So like being able to beat a deck with sweepers felt pretty good. And round 2 we beat a blue-white approach deck. Again, settles and fumigates. We felt pretty fortunate in game 2. He kind of like mulliganed once, stalled on lands, and we hit a few discard effects. But he did get a timely fumigate and then draw approach off the top, but he only had 6 mana, and we had a discard spell for both of the approaches. So that worked out pretty well. Anyway, so now we're just finishing this up. Hopefully the rest of it will go well. Don't know about this sideboard. It's kind of eh. Main deck's kind of cute though. Probably wouldn't mind a maybe a 4th Fatal Push over something. This hand seems reasonable. We have a 2-drop. We have a card we can play on turn 3, even though we probably don't want to if it comes to it, and we have 2 draw steps to hit a land for the Rune Raider. The first spell in this format, or the first creature you play in this format, almost always dies. So that's like a little unfortunate, but hey, we've got a backup in case the first one dies now. Obviously, we'd much just rather hit the land because we don't want to miss a land drop. So hopefully he doesn't have a removal spell, and he doesn't. And we did hit the land, which is great. With the lands he's showing us, like Swelter the Suns even seems reasonable, but I still want my card out of their way. And if he does have Swelter the Suns, we just get to play our Glint. If he doesn't have like a mass removal spell, whichever one he kills, the other one still lets us draw a card next turn. I guess if you're going to use a 2-mana removal spell on one, you probably kill the Glint because we at least take damage from the Rune Raider. And we don't draw it to the end of turn, so like he could reasonably not help our hand at all. Guess I'm gonna play this one. I'm gonna play this for 0. Just so we can play a Bone Picker. Since we're missing our land drop, and we're gonna go ahead and attack here. And I'm assuming this guy's going to end up being some kind of Hour of Devastation deck. Most of these like Jundi decks usually are. So we're really looking to get some artifacts in play on the following turn. Yeah, most of these rampy decks are. So easily draw. It's not even close to thinking about not drawing. I guess I'm gonna play this one just in case we're wrong. Letting it die doesn't seem like it's going to affect us too awfully bad. Oh, it also missed a land drop that turn, I think. He got the land from the beneath the stands, but I don't think he played the other land. Alright. Well, he didn't hit the land, and that was enough. So, versus decks of this nature, we definitely want these. We may want these depending on how we think their kill condition is. In general, I don't really like these. I think this card's better. Don't really like the Gifted Effortborn in this match either. The real question is, do we want freebooters? If they're playing a bunch of board wipes, I don't think I actually want freebooter. I think we want to do something like this. And we'll run it back and see how it works. Got a couple of removal spells, but we're really just hoping to draw some of our 10-1 drops and some of our good 2 drops. Like, really get out in front of him. Walk the planks in case he's playing that dino that makes a nice brick wall while also letting you get lands. This hand seems pretty medium. I think we'll mulligan. Unfortunately, we have to mulligan that too, and we'll keep this even though we're not super excited about it. So we get 3 draw steps before we get to miss a land, so at least that's nice. Probably leave the Heart of Kirin on turn 2. It's the harder one for him to kill. He really needs to braid for it. They put 2 Hour Promises in his graveyard. Very interesting. Now, fortunately, if he does have to braid to kill this next turn, it might be in a spot that lets us actually play the Bone Picker, which would be very nice. Ooh. I think we'll save that one. See how this stuff works out. Oh, okay. We took the damage. Maybe we should have just played Rune Raider. It's like not killing the Scrounger either. I mean, with 2 mana up, we had to really assume he had something. Tormenting Voice. To discard it. I guess it's lag going on here. I wonder if it's on my end or his. My frames aren't dropping, so it's just like Moto. It's kind of weird. So like Moto's blowing up. All because of this really shiny, weird forest? Give it a few more seconds. I guess we'll close it and reopen it then. The screen's black right now because I'm hiding my desktop. There may be things on it that aren't stream suitable. I'm not actually sure. Don't know what's on my desktop. It's not the desktop art, like the name of some random file or something. And it should be back on now. Hopefully Moto itself will work. It's kind of like super odd. I like how it like slightly moved everything too, unless I'd already messed that up myself. But anyway, we'll just hope it comes back. Seems like it's trying to come back. Okay. Now it seems to be working again. And now it seems to have locked up again. What the heck? Guess let's go to Twitter? Okay. So everything seems to be working now. That's the best we can ask for. Alright, well. Hey, Darth, what's up, man? Hope you're having a wonderful day. We're sitting here having equipment malfunctions today. Really wouldn't mind to have a land. That's reasonable as well. So now we see our first real threat, Hour of Promise. So I guess they'll get 2 deserts and get 2 of their dudes. Whoa, they're gonna get dudes. Like dudes do duty stuff. Is it sad that I kind of just want to attack this into death so I can play 3 of these? That doesn't feel like the best play. I think we're just going to attack for 4. Probably play the Harvester. I think it's too easy for him just to have Wrath effects. To try to go for that greedy of a play, assuming it could win, maybe. Don't even know if it would win. It just feels exceptionally greedy to try that. I feel like it's real easy for him to have sweepers. Creatures with flying cannot attack you. Ah, well. So we're just dead. We have no out. We're just dead. Well, we're just dead. Alright, we're going to have to try not to mulligan this game. Do we want to make any other changes? We still have duresses. We'll just hold the duresses until he gets near 8 mana, I guess. Did he play on the ground? He didn't really play anything that these are good versus. I still think maybe he might have something, so let's like shave one and either bring this guy in or this guy in. Feel like maybe this guy does a little bit more. Because like he can win a game if we get them low enough. But we really are just looking to draw a lot of our 1-drops now. We did mulligan that last game. Alright, so this is another hand that doesn't have playable spells and or lands. Alright, this is a keep. We found a keep. Do we want that? No, we don't want that guy. Probably gonna play this guy. He hits harder. I guess we're not gonna play him. We'll play this guy. It's the one he's more likely to kill and more likely to let us get a bone picker on. So we're going to want to draw a couple more lands. Don't have... That's the unfortunate one. I was really hoping he would have an instant speed one and like use it at the wrong time to turn on our bone picker. My computer's going insane now. Probably going to go ahead and be a little salty. Guess we can duress them and see what they're working with. So Primal Amulet, Appetite for Destruction, and this thing. I don't think I care about that thing, so I guess it's this thing? don't think I care about the torment. Maybe I should when he already has 2 murder ribbons in his graveyard. Yeah, that seems bad, actually. I don't think we're going to be fast enough to win now. Letting him have this card doesn't seem good for us either, though. Seems like we just lose. Hey, Darth, what are you into? Feel like we've mulliganed and we're in really bad shape now, though. Wish opponent would play. Yeah, with just the cards he showed us, don't we? If he just hits and lands, we probably die within 7 turns. I like how I pressed F6 when like I really shouldn't be pressing F6 there. Since we're planning on bringing back a Scrap Heap Scrounger. I've not, don't know a lot about that. We played a few black-red decks, but I've not saw a black-red construct tribal. So unfortunately, we don't really have any choice. We just have to play our things into his stuff. Guess we'll hold the Deadlands for a turn. Let's see what he's drew. This is a 2-turn clock that we have in play. Five mana hour. Yep, well, we're beyond dead. Guess I can get both of those back, so we're pretty beyond dead, I think. Scrap Trawler's a pretty sweet card. I'm a pretty large fan of that card. Huh. Well, I guess we're technically presenting lethal again next turn, but they can break it up with a number of different things. Yeah, I guess there is a ton of constructs, ain't they? It's kind of interesting. I'd like to see a list for that. Not another hour of Devo, please. That would be very unfortunate. So would like a Swelter to Sun or something. I guess we'll duress now and take that one card out of their hand that we were kind of worried about. Ooh. So I guess we can probably still ignore this and we just take this at this point. So I played a 1 from my hand. And we're technically presenting lethal again next turn. So we know one of the cards in his hand. Don't know what this card is that he's spending mana on. Hour of Promise. Alright, we do not have lethal then. Yeah, so we have one more turn to try to hit it. Or to try to, like, them not find an answer to Harvester. Even if they can kill the Harvester here, we can bring back our other Scrounger and then use the Deadlands on one zombie. So it would need to have been like a Sandworm Convergence or something to shut down the Harvester while giving them an additional blocker for our ground game. And even if they did hit the Sandworm or whatever, like, we're not stone dead. We have 2 Walking Ballistas and several turns. Not a lot of turns, but several turns. Probably 2, maybe 3, maybe 4, depending on what we draw. So I guess I want to go ahead and buy one of these back. Oh, no, I guess I can't buy one of these back. So how does this work? If I let that die, and then I buy it back, then I can't buy the other one back? But if I just buy it back, I have one in my graveyard in the end? So if it dies, then I buy it back to get rid of them both. If I just buy it back now, I get one in the end no matter what. Alright, well, it's better to get one than none. Better to get one than none. Well, it's a Jun Deserts he owns. They got rid of both of his murders, which gives us a lot more additional time. Guess it's better to get that card out of his hand and let him have it. Go ahead and play that. So any creature's lethal, but, like, again, he has a lot of things he can draw. Excuse me. We don't have any haste for it, so I think it was pretty safe for him to attack with 2. Alright, well, this card does it in more than one way. Hey, man, how are you doing today? So not only does this kill him by just doing 2 damage, it lets us crew the Harvester too, so pretty happy we sideboarded it back in. We're going to go ahead and do the this and not just discard, because he could have drawn an Appetite of Destruction or like a Vraska's Contempt. So, like, if he does use his last card to kill this in some manner, we're just going to respond and use the Walking Ballista. But there's no reason to get greedy and just use the Walking Ballista quickly. Yeah, so... Again, I don't know about the sideboard, and we've not got paired versus the Boogeyman of Teamer Energy. We've also not got paired versus the Boogeyman of Mono Red. The deck seems cute. It probably needs another Harvester in the sideboard. Maybe another Gifted Effortborn in the sideboard. Like, the Deadeye Tracker in the sideboard just seems weird. The Die Young in the sideboard seems weird. I feel like another Walk the Plank is probably better than this Die Young. Not maxing out on the full 12 1-drops is kind of odd. Yeah, just doing a quick league with this. A local sent it to me. Looked kind of cool. I was playing it off stream while watching some League of Legends streams, and then, like, I got talked into logging on. So here we are. It's pretty cute. Round 1 we played versus another brew. We played versus a Grixis deck, but, like, it had main deck Wrath effects, so, like, that was kind of interesting. I wouldn't think we would beat decks with main deck Wrath effects. Round 2 we got paired versus Blue-White Approach. Game 1 was pretty close. They cast a couple Fumigates, but they never did get the second approach to kill us in time. And Game 2 they mulliganed. We were pretty far ahead. We made them discard a couple Fumigates, and they top decked a Fumigate. And then, like, we really had to fade a land for a few turns. They drew approach, but they didn't have the 7th land. And we got there like that. But yeah, I kind of like this deck. I don't think the numbers are right, but I kind of like the idea. I really want to see it versus a teamer deck. So I'd really like to get paired versus mono red or teamer and see how it goes. This hand seems reasonable. Or as I like to say, reasonable. I like raisins. Without Bantu's Last Reckoning and the Yahinis, the creature, I got a feeling that our teamer match actually isn't going to be particularly good, and that's what I'm super worried about here. Yeah, so it's the 4-color build potentially. Well, that's kind of interesting. Do we just get the Bone Picker in play, or do we play this because it technically attacks for more next turn? I kind of want to play this. That could have been very wrong. How great would it have been to actually have a 1-drop to go with this? So we're paired versus like another random Jund deck. Which is kind of interesting because it's not something I would have expected. We could actually just discard this and play this, but I feel like it's worth more than doing that. Let's see what else they play before we decide if we're killing the Scrounger or not. That's 4 mana for a Bristling Hydra. That's fine. I guess we'll just kill this thing then. Definitely didn't really want another land there, but... this is round 4. We got paired versus another Jund deck. This is a different opponent. This is game 1 of another round. I know it's kind of odd because like you don't really see Jund decks. But yeah, this is the back-to-back Jund decks in the undefeated bracket. Says opponents 2-0 or 3-0. Let's see what he's got going on here. It's probably Glorybringer, and Glorybringer probably kills Bone Picker, which is unfortunate. Does exert if you... Whoa, wow, he's attacking with both? No worries, man. I totally understand. I didn't expect to attack with both there. I think that actually like leaves us open to do a little something. Like opens us up to attacking for 7. Which is kind of a lot of damage in this spot, especially when the Walking Ballista has him at a... kind of like at 4. Needs a second blocker to even block the glint, so that kind of puts him potentially at 3. Like, we're doing a lot of things here. What would be bad for us? Well, that's interesting. Couldn't do anything about that if we wanted to. That's a good one. So he has to have a removal spell then, right? We'll take Brawler? He still has to have a removal spell, right? Or he's just dead? Alright, so let's think about this for half a second. Can we survive another turn? In any manner? You kill a blocker. I block with that. I block with that. I don't see a way to win another turn or live another turn and actually win the game. So I think we kind of have to just hope he doesn't have a removal spell and go for the kill. I think we go for the kill here. So he blocks, and he dies. If he blocks, he dies. So it's better to play Rune Raider and equip that way because Blossoming Defense could blow us out if we tried to kill something. So it's the exact same thing either way. Removal spell, we're dead either way. Yeah. I think it's the same thing. Removal spell, we're dead either way. And this one doesn't lose the Blossoming Defense. Well, he's not snapping off a removal spell, so... Alright. Sniffed it out. We got there. Okay, so what do we want to sideboard here? I don't think the freebooters are particularly good in a match like this. Come on, freebooters. Get over here somewhere. And hide. Deadeye Tracker's probably not good. Duresses probably are medium at best. I think we do want to walk the plank. The Gifted Everborn's probably fine. It makes him attacking on the ground a little problematic. I don't think we get enough energy really to use that because like the creatures we want to kill the most would be Glorybringer. Unfortunately, we don't really have an instant way to kill it. Our scrutinies are interesting. Let's see, what else did he show us? He showed us Dumbo and he showed us Voltaic Brawler, so he's probably got a lot of answers for that. Or a lot of potential things to kill with that, rather. So on the draw, what's bad? I think I want to keep all of the things that fly. Maybe some of these. Like, they're probably not going to attack very profitably anyway. With just being a 1-drop on the draw, we might bring those back in on the play. We're going to be a little slower, a little more controlling. Hey Ace, what's up, man? How are you today? Hope you're having a wonderful morning. This sounds fine. Certainly not special. Seth is just a god. Who is Seth? Seth Mansfield? Why are we talking about him? Or one of these decks from like one of his videos or something? Didn't click any websites yesterday, so not super sure. They could be. Oh, did he? I didn't know. Wait, I saw somebody. Yeah, this is somebody's 5-0 list. I didn't know that was him. I didn't know that was his account name. Some guy's name that began with a K, who I took this deck list from. No, somebody 5-0'd with it yesterday, but they had a different name. I didn't know that was Seth. Let's pull up this page. I had no idea that was Seth. What do we got? Whoops, I didn't mean to close it. Pulling it up for all the YouTube folk. I don't actually know what that card does. Puzzle Knot's kind of cool. So Seth is that, yeah. It's kind of interesting. Well, we can't even block, so we won't consider blocking. Oh, too poor for Mimic. That's fair. I didn't actually realize Mimic was expensive. Did not realize Mimic was expensive. uh, I noticed it one time in real life. It was like $6 or $7, and it blew my mind. But I just assumed it would be bulk on Moto. I had no idea. Yeah, I guess we're not going to block. Wow, 3.4 is actually pretty high for that set, I guess. Alright. I think we're winning the race. I think we really are if we draw a land. That's not a land. That's not a land. That's fair. I mean, all that makes sense. I just hadn't ever realized it. Is it wrong to cast this Walking Ballista just to play the Bone Picker in this board state? I feel like selling your extra tickets might be a pretty good idea right now. I don't trust Moto in the long term or even like the 6-month short term. I think I just want to play this. Like, our mana's going to be pretty tied up the rest of the game anyway. Seems like it's okay to play this. That's clicking the wrong one. I think if we had more mana and we're actually able to deploy more than one threat a turn, and like we were going to be able to play the Walking Ballista for like 2, I might not do that. But as it stands, it feels like that's right. I kind of feel like I'm not going to block here. I think this is a pretty safe no block. The opponent needs something kind of juicy, I think. Chandra, that's something kind of juicy. Oh, we got to tick it up for mana? What? Wait, did he just leave himself dead on board? So he can block this. He takes 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. That's not dead on board. Interesting. Wait, so 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So he just like blocks this. This survives. Almost just want to attack this then? I kinda just want to send the Bone Picker and the Glen into this. I don't know if that gets me anywhere. That's a way to get an additional point of damage, but just attack him for 5 and leave blockers. And ignore the Chandra. That doesn't seem miserable. Seems pretty bad, doesn't it? Am I tunnel visiting Chandra too hard? This thing can deal. It takes 2 different things to make him crew him. Just attacking for 5 puts him at 3. A lot of different things he has to block on the following turn. I think I'm going to ignore Chandra. I've decided, Chandra, you're not good enough for me to pay attention to. This is probably wrong. Anytime you can kill Chandra, you probably should. So this gives us a lot of potential threats on the phone, or kills. Would have loved to have drawn a land that turn so I could have played the Harvester. That would have made things a lot simpler. Even though it's probably worse than just playing Ephremorn. Oh, well, he only has 1 card in hand. Actually kind of feels good. If it's a Glorybringer, we're just dead. Right. 3, 7, 8, 9, 10. Yeah, we're just dead if it's a Glorybringer. Wasn't beating a Glorybringer with any line we took. Even if we killed this, we're still dead to Glorybringer. Well, maybe we're not. Like, we're not dead on board to Glorybringer, but we're still dead to Glorybringer if we kill this. I don't think I want to change anything. I don't know, maybe I can be a little more aggressive. PS kind of pretty big game though. What would I sideboard out? Maybe Walk the Plank's not good enough since Glorybringer's already done the harm. Eh, I'm just gonna leave it as is. Really don't like these cards, especially after he showed us Pia. Actually, this card might be a little bit better than this card then. Alright, this is a pretty easy keep. Have multiple 1-drops and a removal spell. And one of these things. I think this card's actually pretty neat. F6 value. He showed us enough little drops that I don't really think that he has, don't really think he has sweepers in his deck. I guess he could, but well, we draw the 1-drops we need, considering there's only 5 in the deck. That could have been worse. So I'm willing to trade one of those for half of a card and 3 damage. Drawing a few too many lands this game. Bristling Hydra would be good here. We'd still get a decent amount of damage in, though, and we'd still get to draw a card. I think it's just keep bashing. So he's going to block this and use his energy. That might have been a little wasteful. I'm really afraid he's just going to pull this game out if we don't get him dead. Harsh scrutiny, right on time. After our opponent's played as Bristling Hydra and has the turn to play as Glorybringer. You're like, the most on time card? We get to put him to 1. And we get to kill him if he has a Glorybringer. So he has to have something that's not a Glorybringer. Killing that Rune Raider might have been real bad. Like, I kind of value cards, but like I don't even get to attack if I don't play it. What's his best spells here? Just like some removal spells or something? A Pia would be good. Just tapping 3 mana. Oh god. Oh god. So that's going to put him back to 10. We only get to attack for 3, so we really need to draw another Walk the Plank? Oh no, he's got more energy? Oh, that's not more energy. I don't care about that one. Was that a good draw? If so, why? If so, why? Question mark and smiley face. Felt like that was a good draw. Alright. Last round. It's getting closer and closer every round. Currently 4-0. Will we get a trophy? Woo! Pretty trophy, shiny trophy. So like last round I was really wanting to play versus what you call it? Teamer Energy or Mono Red. Now I just want to play versus something easy. So is everybody planning a big day? Alright, so we're playing versus a 3-1. This hand seems actually pretty good. Think we'll keep it. I'm going to play this one. Could just play the Bone Picker. It can't be fatal pushed and can probably get a lot of damage in. And it might actually be the better play. I'm not actually sure. Casting the Bone Picker might have been a lot better. I think Bantu's kind of a cool card. I don't know if I noticed the list from the PT. Alright. Do I want to play the Walking Ballista and this guy at this point? We know that they're probably going to rule the game from the ground for the rest of the way. And I don't think I value this card very highly. I should have done this on turn 1 if I was going to do this at all. Doing this on turn 2 just cost me damage. It cost me a card too, but like I feel pretty far behind. Wait, Bone Picker's already on? I need to read this card better. Oh my god, I thought it was if my own creature died. Wow, I'm an idiot. Confirmed idiot. This card's so much better than I thought it was. I also never knew it had Death Touch. Like, it having Death Touch is completely new to me. Had no idea. I need to read better and pay more attention. Huh. Well wrecked. Yep, feeling real dumb right now. My opponent has 1 or 2 life in the end, and we could have won with this Walking Ballista. I'm going to frown. Eh. I don't even think we beat this in a race, do we? If opponent has literal anything. Haha! We have learned. We have learned. We have learned so much. Don't you dare hostage take this. That's just as bad. Alright, black mana, please. That's black mana. So I can bring this dude back? Or I can just like jam 2 of these? I feel like I just want to use my mana better and get another attacker, so I think I'm just going to play one of these. And then get this guy back. I think we have to attack this turn. Potentially we can draw a land and play both of our things next turn. This is bad, isn't it? Because now if he has to toss Stitch Taker, I just let him cast my Bone Picker. Yeah, I just played real bad. Oh, it's just a giant walking ballista. Yeah, we wasn't going to beat that anyway. So that's pretty good. I don't think we were beating that card anyway. I assume he's going to kill our Bone Picker now. He gets to pump it up next turn. Whatever. There's another Bone Picker. So you're saying there's some kind of chance? Not really? Wow, we took 4 damage from this. Rip. That actually kind of hurt pretty bad here. If he wants to pump this up, that's less damage I take and a lot of his mana. Oh, wow. Well, that's unfortunate. And that's game. That's dead on board, right? 6, 7. Pumps that up. 8, 9, 10, 11. That's exactly lethal. Yep, that's exactly lethal. I don't think the Walking Ballista mistake killed us. I think we want to sideboard similarly this game as we did the last game. Except I actually think Dai Young's playable this time. I'm actually going to take out all of these then. Sorry, wrong one. These ones are a little bit better crewing. I want the Fatal Push too. Where are you at? So I don't want you. Oh, I want you as well, I guess. Get out of here, Dread Wanderer. Alright, we'll try this. Wow. This card's so much better than I thought it was. I wonder how many times I messed that up during this stream. Keep this. I don't really want either of them, do I? But I guess that makes a little more sense than what I did. I was just putting the one in that could, like, give me a point of damage if I crew an Effort Spear Harvester later. Or, sorry, a point of life. Not a point of damage. I don't beat very many energy decks that have that card on turn 1. So I guess we played a Rune Raider. We get to draw a card? I guess we don't even get to draw a card, do we? Is it bad that I now want to play like this and discard this again? Start with this. I assume he's got a Fatal Push for the Heart of Kirin. Alright, so he didn't have a Fatal Push for the Heart of Kirin? Alright, it's greed time. If you didn't have a removal spell for it, I'm just putting all the creatures on the table and start attacking for a lot. I don't think I'm going to give him an option to chump block here. He didn't have the Fatal Push last time. Hey, thank you for the follow. Merton Kenfi? Mert Kenfi. If he didn't have it last turn, he probably doesn't have it this turn, right? Killing a Scrounger actually seems pretty good, too. Especially when our Scrounger can come back. You just come back and crew to Heart next turn and attack again? Seems really good. Hostage take. What are we taking? Taking the Heart of Kirin, and you can't block with it this turn. Well, do I care more about drawing a card or getting the Heart of Kirin back? I think I care more about getting the Heart of Kirin back with his current life total. I don't know if I like activate Deadlands and attack. We get to put 5 more points of power on the board if we don't attack with Deadlands. Feels like if we activate Deadlands and attack, like... What Guo is describing is kind of what's going through my mind. He spends 2 mana to get the Heart next turn anyway. He's not going to be doing that good a shape, right? So he's probably going to block. So putting him at 6 and having 5 points of power on board and a Heart of Kirin. Sorry, having 7 points of power on board and a Heart of Kirin. But if he does block, I just get the Heart of Kirin back and all he's got to do is, like, have a removal spell, really. or two. I'm not sure. Could just not attack with the Rune Raider as well. Could just attacking for 3, keep my Rune Raider and draw a card. Like if I don't use my mana, I get to bring back a Scrap Heap Scrounger and I get to cast this. I feel like making 2 plays is better than making 1 play. Pretty confident that I like playing both of these. You can't crew the heart with the Hostage Taker anyway unless he happens to have like a Blossoming Defense or something. My main thought is, do I even want to offer him to trade? Don't know if I even offer him to trade. Drawing cards is pretty powerful. But trading it isn't super loose when we at least get this out of it. I feel like if we deadlands, he may just block for sure. And then like we spend our entire turn to save a Rune Raider. When if we attack, the Rune Raider could die and we could just be getting this guy and this guy back. Just don't know if I care about the Rune Raider or the Hostage Taker more. Or sorry, the Rune Raider or the Heart of Kirin more. I think I'm gonna go with this play. I think I'm just attacking. Like there's some chance that he doesn't block already. A Fatal Push is probably going to end up being a good draw. I mean, if he plays like a spell that can crew it, like so, like his best play next turn involving the heart is like Heart, Long Tusk Cub, and Fatal Push. And even if he had all of that, I think we still win this way. Oh, crap. Sorry, I gotta play my land first. Willing to do it this turn. Let's see what's in his hand before we 100% say that. Let's save the Fatal Push in case he has a Blossoming Defense or some way to not die here. He definitely has to have like a lot of stuff right now. So this is going to be a Vraska's Contempt. He still dies. So he's going to have a Fatal Push as well. We may could have just fatal push beforehand, but feel like we have a fairly large command right now. So we'll take the Heart of Kirin again. It's going to play it this time, and that doesn't really do anything. Potentially, but like, what if he didn't have Veraska's Contempt, and what if he had Appetite, for example, and then had one more mana and a Blossoming Defense? I don't know. Felt like we're going to win this game anyway, so I feel like playing as safe as possible is typically best, but that could just be very wrong. No, don't know that. How did I miss Lethal? I know I had Revolt for the Fatal Push, but wait. How did I have Revolt the turn that he played Hostage Taker? Does Revolt do something I don't know? I don't think I had Revolt the turn he played the Hostage Taker, did I? It doesn't. Revolt doesn't say. It says. Oh. Huh. You are 100% right. I didn't know what Revolt did apparently either. No, you're right. Man, I keep telling you, Ace, I am a bad Magic player. Keep telling you I'm a very bad Magic player, man. So if opponent's last card is I think some, doesn't mean you know what you're doing. So can do a number of different things here. Could like walk the plank my creature, buy back the Scrap Heap Scrounger, attack with the Heart of Kirin. No, I don't know. Feels bad, man. Feels bad. I can play all the cards. A lot of the cards don't do anything with this in play. So if I just play this and attack with them all, he has to eat something for free. He has to use one of these to block it. So he'll end up having 2 blockers in the end, and so he'll be going up to 4 life, and 2 things are going to get through. Assuming he doesn't have a Blossoming Defense. Assuming he doesn't have a Blossoming Defense. So he technically gained 5 life right now? Guess you're the bigger one? I don't need to push my own creature. I mean, he's tapped out and he's going to go to 4. The only thing that could have possibly been good is if he had Blossoming Defense. And if he did, we would have probably only attacked with the Death Toucher. He's like dead on board on this, and we have a Fatal Push that we could kill this with to like let him not gain the 3 life if it did matter. Like he still dies either way. He's going to go to 4 and he's going to lose 4. And we didn't even have to let him go to 4. Yeah, I guess you're right. I way overthought that. I wasn't even thinking about killing my own creature. Alright, well let's change this because of the Walking Ballistas. Kinda don't want this either. Maybe I'd rather just have Dread Wanderer. Yeah, I don't think I played that game well. I do like this deck though. I guess this hand seems reasonable. We'll keep it. Doesn't inspire me, but no, not in the tune on the play. So this thing has to attack to deal that 1, which is one of the things I don't like about it. I just don't think this guy's attacking at all this match. I think opponent basically has to be at 1 life before it ever attacks. Feels to me like this card's just kind of dead here. A Fatal Push or a Bone Picker is the card that I most want to draw. This doesn't seem great. Casting a Walk the Plank into potential Blossoming Defense doesn't seem great either. Oh god, the third Lone Tusk Cub. Well, we have no outs this game, do we? Nope, no outs at all. I don't even know what you do. You do nothing because he has a Vraska's Contempt on top of his library. Alright, so we died. I guess we didn't die. That was a play error by me. I should have looked for like removal, and tried to get lucky. I have no idea why I kept that thing. Yeah, I think so. I think the black red deck with Hazards and stuff is actually very good, and I would like to see that combo in this deck as well. I really think you need Bantu's Last Reckoning to beat the energy decks. Like, we were beating them pretty consistently with the black-red build of the deck. Alright, well, I kept this card on top of my library because I'm bad, and now we have 0 outs, even though we had 0 outs anyway. Because, like, even if I hit a removal spell, he just kills this and we die. Might need some Vraska's Contempts in the sideboard or something. But yeah, we got smashed. At smashed o'clock. So we're just dead on board. It's like really nothing we can do. He doesn't even need to use his Vraska's Contempt. Ah, hell. Let's put it on this one. Let's live a little, fam. Alright, 4-1. I don't think I played particularly well. Obviously played very, very bad. Kind of lacked the deck. The sideboard was a mess. Where are we at? It's around here somewhere. I feel like the sideboard was a big mess. I don't know when I ever really want this Deadeye tracker. I don't know when I ever really want this Die Young. Kind of want the 4 1-drops if I'm going to play a deck like this. I definitely want some Bantus and some Yahinis in the deck. When we were playing the black-red build, which by the way I actually think is a fairly good build or a good deck. Like it's probably not tier 1, obviously, because energy and mono red, but like I think it's a pretty good tier 2 deck if you're looking for decks like that. But anyway, this build's a deck having the 4 Everspear Harvesters were literally the massive MVP of the deck. Like, we won so many matches on the back of these cards. And the mana worked pretty good. This is like a megaphone creation. I believe this is the 75 from Zen's New England Nationals list. It might just be like 74 or 73. I forget. We played it a lot. But it felt pretty good. The mono black felt fine, but it didn't feel as good as the other deck. Might play the mono black deck again though. Like I said, it's fine. Feels good. Like, it's not breaking the format. But you can win some games with it. And that's the most important thing that matters. But anyway, so I'm going to get on Alf here, and we're going to host Sambal49. He's playing the Ben Stark Desert Red deck, and I'm actually kind of interested in how good that deck is, so I'm going to hop over there and ask him a few questions, and then I'm going to get in bed because it's almost 8 a.m. Take care, everybody, and thanks for making me feel dumb, as usual, Mr. Ace. I need to become a better Magic player. Unfortunately, I never will. But take care, everyone, and thanks for stopping by.